Okay, it's the morning after their last night deed, and they're just being lovey-dovey, especially Wave. Wave decided that since we have sex, I need to know about this boy. So Wave asked Lava about his name and how he got the name Lava. Lava said the reason he got his name, his father named him Lava because at the time when he was born, the day was very hot and it's like walking on a volcano. Also, Wave asked Lava what's his real name, and Lava gave Wave his wallet to look at his ID to see his real name. Lava's real name is Tiwakan Rapipong. After learning Lava's real name, Wave started saying he feels bad, saying he doesn't really have a real name to even tell Lava or a family. But Lava said that he does have a name, Wave. Even though it's not a real name, it is a name, and that he has someone, him and Peng. Wave said that Lava and Peng is the only family he knows since he got there, and he's grateful for that. Anyways, Lava dropped Wave off at the school because Wave has a little student that he's gonna teach piano, which is the little boy with the freaky hairstyle. Anyways, I find it very funny that Wave don't remember much about himself, but his body muscle memory can teach classical music. Lava then praised Wave because of his teachings because he knows he can't do it. His patience levels is not there. Honestly, I'm with Lava here. I don't know how people could do that. To have the patience to teach kids or overall teach. Then Wave said, no, you can do it. I hate that. I don't give a shit. I hate when people say, oh, you can do this, when clearly I myself know myself and telling you I cannot do it. You're going to tell me I can do it? No, don't do that. I can't teach children. I don't got the patience levels to do that. Oh, they're both in love. You can see it. And this is where Peng needs to take a little bit, not a lot, a little bit of pages out of Lava's book. After dropping Wave at the school, Lava went to his uncle to help with his election banner. He's up against a lot of people. He's number 5. And the person he's up against is actually a person whose family members in politics. So, yeah, it's going to be a competition. I mean, look who he's up against. His banner said, honest, say it, do it. Peng is up against that. Now, when I saw this, I'm like, Peng, you have no honesty. You can't say it and you will not do it. I don't know what's going to happen, but Peng needs to actually do exactly what Homeboy says right there. I'm not sure if Homeboy actually is honest because when you're up against politics, a lot of people play dirty. Now, after pushing out those banners, Lava said to his uncle that, hey, I'm not doing this for free. I need payment. Lava's uncle said, yo, I didn't ask you to do this for free. I know you were going to ask for money. I'm going to give you money. But then proceeds to ask him, yo, dude, why are you so uptight about asking for money so much? What exactly are you saving for? And I'm like, good question. I mean, but still, why you need to know what I'm saving it for? I'm going to just save for save. But anyways, Peng then looked at Lava and was like, dude, are you doing this for Wave? And then Lava looked at his uncle like it's obvious. Then he asked, did you sleep with him? And Lava looked at him again and was like, dude, you're not going to lie, are you? No, Lava literally said, yeah, I slept with him. I love that Lava didn't lie or kind of beat the bush. But anyways, Peng looked at his nephew and said, dude, you can't be doing that. You are a player through and through. He knows that. But the thing is, if you're going around being with being with Wave, you need to do it like you really mean it. Basically, he's telling his nephew like, dude, everything is new to Wave. Everything, including sex, relationship, he's gonna grow attached to you because you're his only family. Now, technically, that is what Peng said, kinda, I just butchered it, but it's something like that. And I ain't going wrong Peng, because he is true. Peng and Lava is the only friend he has, or family he has. But the thing is, when I heard Peng giving the advice, a true advice actually, I'm like, dude, you and your nephews are in the same freaking boat. You both, but then again, Lava is not as you. He's not hiding the relationship. And yet you're giving advice and you don't even have your own solution for your own problems. But when Peng told Lava that Wave might be attached to Lava, Lava said, nah, I doubt that. He's a big boy. He can tell when he's just sleeping and just being friends than in a relationship. Lava, I will slap you. Because why? But then, honestly, Lava did play it off like a player. He's like, oh, I'm just sleeping with him and we're just friends. We're going to be going back to friends. I'm like, dude, no. Wave really is attached to you. But then when he did all that, I'm like, dude, listen to your uncle. He's not the smartest in the bunch, but he gives a good advice. Anyway, he listened to his uncle's advice because it's going to cause a problem later on in the recap that I'm about to tell you. Meanwhile, we're at Wave, and since Lava dropped Wave off at school, his specific student did not show up. So Wave went to the security guard, or what do you call them? We're going to call them security guard, asking about that specific student because he didn't show up. The security guard is like, dude, that student would always come early. I wonder what's happened. So the security guard gave Wave the address of that student, and now Wave went to that house. I'm telling you, the island is not that small. And look at Homeboy with the black shirt and the chain and the pom-poms. Now that is a tourist. That is our tourist dress through and through. Now if he's not a tourist, then he's visiting. Because that's how we see, or how I see a tourist be acting. Now, when Wave went to the boy's house, this is part that I don't like. I get when they say the door is open, walk in. No, I don't play that shit. If the door is open, you don't walk in the house and just touch stuff. That's not what you do, Wave. Now, the father was about to attack Wave, but Wave attacked first. I don't get how the father had a big hammer and he didn't attack. Not saying he should attack, but I'm just saying self-awareness was not there. But at least we finally know that the father is not who I thought was the father. I'm guessing GMMTV must have watched my recap and thought, okay, let's change it up because I'm not going to give Samantha the pleasure of being right. Anyways, after finding out the person that Wave attacked was the little boy's father, he apologized. But then found out the reason the little boy didn't go to school for the practice is because the father did not want his little boy to go doing music because he feels that those are not like a real thing and he should just work on going to school and get a real job, which I totally understand the father. But then you have to realize there are a lot of things that we used to look down on that are actually becoming a money-making thing. Like, dude, just a couple weeks ago, I found out you can actually make money by smoking. Not saying that you should. There are gamers out there, gamers that are actually making money. Like, you never think that all those things that you used to look down on are actually money-making stuff. Actually a job. Shit, YouTubing is actually a job for people. I mean, yeah, it's actually a job. Not only that, the father was actually a musician too, so he knows the downfall of these things. So that's why he looks at his son and said, yo, this is not a full-time thing. But when Wei said, he understands what the father is saying and where it's coming from, but the father must allow the son to learn these things on his own, to see if he can further those career of his own. And if it doesn't and it falls, the son will learn from those things. Then we're at the hospital, and the new doctor who's gonna work with Wood came. And Wood is just showing the doctor around the hospital and about the Highland and how he will be accompanying him because the new doctor asked him if he can, show him around. And then Wood says, yeah, sure, I can show you around. Then Peng showed up, routine, bringing lunch for his man. But Wood was so upset with Peng that he won't even look at Peng. Peng sees this, but also sees the new boy is actually trying to flirt with his man. But we can't tell this man that Wood as a man or as a relationship overall, because let's be honest, everybody knows that Wood is single. Apparently, he is single. Just know that he's not single. So the doctor's name is Mai, and I might forget his name if he shows up in the next episode. But the man is fine, except for if GMMTV could just eliminate the mustache. But I feel like I've seen this boy like in some shows, like clips of him, but not as much. So these would probably fall under the list of GMMTV background actors that have not shown their faces that much. GMMTV needs to put them out there, because he's barely even in my list, because I've seen him, but I don't really fully study his name like that to be to know that, okay, I like him. Every time I see this banner, I'm like, okay, there's gonna be a fight. But didn't last week we saw a preview that there was gonna be a fight with Lava? Did JoJo no, it's not time to put it in this episode yet or something? Lava went to the boy's house to pick up Wave, because when he's supposed to be at the school, Lava went to the school to pick him up. He wasn't there, and the security guy told Lava where Wave is. But the whole situation, Lava got very offensive of it, even though Wave apologized and trying to be cute. But the whole situation, the whole talking, everything, what Lava is so upset out of nothing. Meanwhile, in the office of the Woods in the hospital, both Wood and Peng are having their secret restaurant date, and Peng said to Wood that he feels like this new doctor is flirting with Wood and trying to get closer to Wood. Wood's like, I don't know, it's normal, I guess. I mean, he's single, and I'm apparently still single too. And Peng is like, no, you're not. You have a boyfriend. And Wood is like, do I have a boyfriend? Because technically the world thinks I'm single. But Peng said to Wood that he doesn't really understand the situation, and that one day there will be a time where he's going to open up to everyone and just tell everyone that, hey, they're both in a relationship. Wood then stood up and said, you are free now. You were isolated. That's what he said. It was isolated, and he broke out of that isolation, and he's free to do whatever he wants. Then Peng said, you don't understand how the situation works, because he has to fight, and Wood doesn't have to fight because he has everything. He doesn't really have to do anything. Wood then stood up because everything got so offensive and they were fighting, arguing now. Wood then said that you don't understand my situation. You don't even know how hard I had to go through to actually break out and tell my parents how my situation and how much I like guys instead of girls. Then Peng said, dude, you obviously don't understand the situation. So I'm going to leave you and let you relax, and I'm going to relax my brain too, because we're both in a situation that we don't want the situation to go nuclear. Then back home, Lava is clipping his nails, and Wave came, want to be a supportive man, trying to provide and care for his man, wants to clip his man's nail. Again, Lava is being so offensive, so distant, so everything, and then it clicked. The reason Lava is like that is because he's taking his uncle's advice. But poor Wave doesn't even know that, and think that maybe there's something, he see that there's something is wrong with Lava, but he didn't put it into mind just yet and just blow it off. Let me tell you, detail is detailing. They let Winnie literally grow out his nail a little bit, so there actually is a nail to clip. Hey, in some next drama, Satan should be a nail tech. Anyways, they're about to sleep, but Wave wants more than just sleep. Wave said, dude, you put it good last night, or that night. It was hot and steamy that night. I need more. Wave was like, just give me what's mine, please and thank you. Wave was literally navigating his ends way down. Let me tell you, he was dominating that man. I was like, oh, I know you want the good, but damn, sir, damn. Now, instead of Lava looking at Wave and was like, dude, I'm not in the mood for sex right now. Can we just go to sleep? No, he pushed him and said, dude, stop. Dude, there were better ways to do this. Anyways, again, Wave did not put it to mind to realize the shit is happening right now. So he decided to do cuddling. And even that Lava did not want. Like, dude, what the hell? The whole situation got serious to the point that Lava went outside to sleep. Yeah, it got that serious. While he's out there, he's thinking about what his uncle said because, yes, he sees that Wave is very attached to him. Again, you're listening to a man that even has his own situation going on. Like, dude, you're doing good. But also, you really need to think through what you want. Do you want this relationship to go, or do you just want to play around the feelings like it's nothing? Then in the morning, we see Toom, because we haven't seen Toom in a while. Toom and Lava out here practicing moves on boxing because Lava is going to sign up for the boxing thing for some extra money. Again, money. Anyways, Toom got curious, just like Peng, and asking Lava, what the hell are you planning on doing with the money? Are you planning to get married or something? Again, people just wants to know what Lava is going to do with the money. Can't he just make money because he wants money? Do we always have to have a reason to make money? Anyways, Lava said he just wants the money to do something with it. He didn't tell him what. Well, technically he did. He said he wants to buy his motorcycle back. But also, he was thinking that maybe he could do more. But he's not going to tell Toom that. Anyways, things got serious. And Toom looked at Lava and was like, so, Kretai, do you like Kretai? And Lava is like, no, I don't like Kretai. Why? Then Toom's like, because I like her and I'm trying to win her. And then Lava is like, then go for it. Then Toom is like, you sure you don't like her? Then Lava is like, dude, we both like go into the different directions. Basically, he likes girl and Lava likes men. But he's not going to tell Toom that. Then Toom said, then who do you like? And Lava's thinking about Wave the entire time and then snapped out of it and told Toom, like, you don't need to worry about that. Focus on helping me train for that boxing. See, this is a man who's obviously in love because when he went to pick up Wave at that house for the little boy, he was there listening to Wave giving his advice to the father of the little boy, who's, by the way, ended up changing his mind and asked the little boy to literally go and take that class because he wants his son to be happy. But hold up. Ain't that a rose necklace? Is it the same one that was used in My Golden Blood? Meanwhile, Wave is definitely making his presence known amongst the local and helping the best way he can. Also, he's also learning the locals' language because I believe it's on the southern area, so he's learning the southern Thai. Now, usually Peng and Lava should be there to help as well, but when Wave asked the woman where they are, the woman looked at Wave and said that there gonna be a candlelight at the temple, so maybe Lava and Peng are there preparing for it. But then Wave didn't know about it, but he's like, oh, okay then. So Lava and Toom went to the temple for the candle lighting, and of course, Kretai is there is helping. And of course, Toom did not waste time to flirt with Kretai. And Kretai was definitely playing hard to get or just playing hard overall. And telling him, yeah, you're not going to get with me that easy. Then Kretai looked at Lava and is like, where is Wave? Toom looked at the girl and like, oh, Wave is sick. He can't make it. I'm like, dude, if he's sick, why was he out helping? Then we have Peng. Damn, Peng is doing more than the actual political family guy. Like, what the hell is he doing? If they don't vote for Peng, there's got to be a serious reason they don't vote for this boy. But anyways, a woman came with her daughter and is like, hi, Peng, you look good. You look too good to be single, because he said he doesn't have a girlfriend, which he doesn't. He has a boyfriend, but they don't need to know that. Then the woman's like, if you don't have a girlfriend or in a relationship, I can actually give you my daughter. I'm like, damn, you volunteering your daughter as tribute already? Then came Maya, I believe his name is, along with Wood at this candlelight thing. And of course, Maya's like, dude, Chief, whatever your name is, Mr. Peng, you're everywhere. And he's like, and Peng is like, yeah, I try my best to be everywhere as possible so I can volunteer and do as much as I can. But then May out here being a boyfriend material in front of Peng, and Peng is getting jealous. I'm telling you, Peng is not letting Wood out his side. After knowing or confirming or kind of seeing that Mai is trying to flirt with his man, he's literally walking behind him. And at this point, I'm like, dude, are you finished giving away the flowers and the empty bottles? I'm telling you, the line of relationship is not lining, because Toom not getting the girl yet. Wood and Peng are having their problem, and Mai is in the middle of it. And then Lava left Wave because he doesn't want to deal with Wave because of the conversation that he had with his uncle. Just when we were talking about Lava, here comes Wave. Wave went in front of Lava in the line, because the line was actually moving, Wave was like, dude, why didn't you tell me about the candlelight? Why didn't you invite me? Lava is like, I didn't want to go. Toom was the one that invited me. And Wave was proceeding to talk about everything else. And Lava is like, dude, this is not the perfect time or the place to be talking about this. And I'm like, dude, when is it? Because technically you're not planning to talk to him anytime soon. Okay, after the candlelight was over, Wave literally waited on Lava to talk about the situation, because he's not planning on waiting the next day or when they got home. So Lava started talking and told Wave exactly what his uncle said. Yo, he's gonna keep a distance away from Wave because he feels like Wave is getting too attached to him and the whole situation after the sex. Love and Wave is like, what are you talking about? I'm with you because, yeah, you're the only person that I know, but I'm not attached to you. I go other places. And Lava is like, you don't understand. And Wave is like, make me understand. And all the situation was going too crazy to the point that Toom and Kretai came. Toom and Kretai see the situation, but they're not analyzing the situation, or they actually know the situation already, but they don't want to get into the situation. But they're watching as like bystanders. It's all situation on this situation. But the thing is, what I don't understand is not when I don't understand, but the fact that when Kretai said, dude, what are you doing here, Wave? I thought Lava said that you're sick. Instantly, Wave knew that, yes, Lava really is gonna take his distance by doing everything that he can to keep Wave away from him. So Wave's like, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna give you exactly what you want. I'm gonna leave you alone. And he just walked off. Okay, my subscribers, please give me, because I need answers at this point. Is Neo and Mint still in a relationship? Because this is more than just flirting in this show. or they could be in a relationship at the time when they were doing the drama, and they're not anymore, because rumors, I'm gonna say rumors, say that they broke up, but it kind of gave it, because every time when Mint went on live, we don't see Neo, because normally when she does go on live, Neo is there. So are they broken up or not? Because I'm confused. Oh my God, Neo's body was bodying. Let me tell you, he was bodying. Look at the freaking arms. Hold up, it's like you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Look at the freaking arms. Damn, I have on braces, and just saying the word freaking so blasted hard, it tore my lip. Oh, you guys probably wondering where the hell did Wave ran off to? He ran off to Honey's bar, and he took his frustration out on drinking liquor for the first time. Now, I'm not sure if it's his first time drinking liquor before his memory loss, but he's drinking liquor and he's taking it like a champ, let me tell you that. Anyways, Honey's like, drink up, vent your frustration, tell me your problems, and I'm going to give you my advice. And she knows it's through an heartbreak because, yeah, it's obvious. But also, she's like, so, by the way, if I'm going to give you advice, at least tell me who broke your heart. And Wave is like, yeah, you don't need to know about that. Just know that my heart has been broken by a selfish man that doesn't take my love seriously and all that jazz. Okay, brace yourself. This part is going to be a long one because I ain't about to break this in parts, because I know my recap probably might reach like 30 minutes tops. Anyways, Lava went home, and of course Peng went home as well and saw Lava, and then Peng is like, dude, I thought you were asleep. Lava then said, I would have if Wave was there. And Peng is like, what you mean? Lava said that him and Wave had a little argument, and that little argument got Wave to run away, but he didn't know where he ran away. He thought he went home, and when he went home, he just found out that Wave is not there. Then Peng is like, how did this start? What's happening? Lava literally looked at his uncle and said, yo, I took your advice, and then I told Wave that, yo, you're being too attached to me, I need distance. Then Peng's like, you need to solve this, but then said maybe he doesn't know much about relationship because his relationship is on rocks, like thin rock. So Peng looked at Love and is like, obviously it feels like you were doing the right thing. I advise you to go and find Wave, talk to him, and just follow your heart, because your heart was saying the right thing, and I, being a douchebag, literally told you the wrong thing. I think you should have just solved this on your own instead of taking my advice. Not exactly his words, but that's exactly how I see that Peng said it. Meanwhile, Peng out here sitting all alone, looking at his phone on memories of pictures of him and Wood. The man literally looking like he's heartbroken and just got broken up with. They got Mond out here smoking now. Do I know if Mond smoke? I'm not sure. But they got him out here smoking. This show is messy so far. A lot of drama, a lot of conflict, a lot of everything. And JoJo do like messy. And I like how he put his insight, because relationship is messy. When it coming out, our sexuality is a little bit tricky. So, yeah, the drama is nice. I'm not one to complain because I love it. Anyways, then comes Wood, giving his man food. I mean, Peng thought he lost the man, but then Wood was like, you thought you were getting heartbroken? You thought I was gonna break up with you just to be with Mai? And Peng is like, yeah, because it kind of seemed that way, and if you did, I kind of deserve it. I'm like, okay, we talking sense. Then Wood's like, why would I break up with you after all the time we've been together? We've been together for more than a year, or a year, because the way he's saying it's like a year. Why would I break up with you to somebody that I just met? Makes sense out of nonsense. Then they started talking, and Peng admits how wrong he was for lashing out on Wood for no reason, but at the same time, they both need to understand that it is hard for them. It is hard for them to let people know about the relationship that they're sharing. But also looking at it, Peng and his nephew is not far off. They're both like in the same boat. Only difference is Lava is not that person to will be hiding this whole thing. He will definitely tell the whole world. Peng, on the other hand, seems to understand things a little bit different. I'm not sure because maybe he left the island. He left the island pretty much before the whole same-sex relationship going on in Thailand, right? Yeah, he left before that. So while he left, he probably didn't know that in Thailand they legalize same-sex relationship and marriage. So he still has that embedded in him to think that maybe it's not okay to really come out yet. You need to get you a man that looks at you the way Peng looks at Wood. I think GMMTV is definitely overlooking on Mond. They're definitely sleeping on him. Like, dude, do you know that Mond can literally deliver in both BL and straight drama? I think the only time I ever see Mond in a lead role was back when he did Boyfriend. Other from that, he could definitely dominate. So I don't know what GMMTV waiting on. He got real. Give him something. Give him something. Anyways, Lava took his uncle's advice again and decided to meet Wave halfway somewhere, trying to find Wave, and he went to Honey's bar because, he's going to the places that he feels like he went with Wave because maybe Wave is there. Wave is there, and Wave looked at Lava and said, I'm not coming back home because I'm not wanted there. I'm definitely going to stay with Honey, and I'm going to stay away from you and give you the distance that you asked for. Lava is like, please don't do this. Just go home, sleep this through, and talk about it the next day. And Wave is like, no, we can talk about it now. I want to confirm something. I want to know if you're just playing with my heart or you really like me. He does stuff. And then when Honey woke up and made a noise, he made his distance. I'm like, okay, you're not far off from your uncle, sir. We ran off again and Lava went after him. But this time, this is not Lava trying to protect Wave or trying to, what you call it? Not protect him, but it's like trying to navigate Wave on right. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, they went here. And Lava trying to look for Wave. Wave is at a distance right now. And Lava is shouting, you need to come out now before I count down or whatever. Because I'm counting down. And if you don't come out, I'm leaving you. Wave did not answer. So he started counting down and started saying that, 5, the place that you're in is haunted and the person that used to die here is going to hunt you because he was on the tree and he fell and whatever, all those scary tactics to get Wave out, and that did not work. Then he started apologizing to Wave because he knows what he did was wrong and that the reason he did all those stuff is because he doesn't want Wave to like him because he knows he's a jerk. Then he confessed to Wave, saying that he likes Wave, and then started proceeding to move off. But then when he moved off, he noticed Wave didn't show up. He did show up after he confessed. Anyways, Wave then confronts Lava and said that he too likes Lava, but also wants to give whatever this is, I'm not sure if it's relationship, let's just call it a relationship, give this relationship a little bit of length because he too sees that he too sees that he is attached to Lava. So he needs to branch out on his own, learn things on his own, and Wave can do that if Lava can just give him a little bit of like a mile to just try to learn all those things while staying with Lava. But he also wants to have memories of his old past. And in order to do that, he has to limit himself away from Lava. Honestly, I'm glad that they made up. When I saw this, I'm like, okay, we're good terms. Don't try the shit that you did a couple days ago, because I can't stress to you how much drama that I have to go through to see this whole entire thing develop. I mean, that's great. Not fully, the whole world doesn't know about it yet, but yeah. But still, we do want to see if anybody's trying to reach out to Wave, at least trying to put his real name out there, which is Darwin. His real name is Darwin. Okay, let me tell you about this one. I didn't know my recap's gonna be this long, but let me tell you. Before the drama started, I saw on X that Winnie and Satanga is talking about oranges and how oranges gonna be in this episode, and there's gonna be more oranges in different episodes. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Oranges? Then I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is what we talking about. Okay. A whole fruit basket on this board would be nice, but I don't know who came up with this idea, but I don't dislike it. I love it. Now give me more. So they're there relaxing, enjoying their little moment, and Lava, with his name ability, decided to name Wave Nava Mahasamut, because he said to Wave that Wave didn't feel like he has a name that has a meaning, so he decided to name him Nava Mahasamut. So Nava, I think he said, meant something. It suits him. I don't remember what that was, and I'm not going back. But Mahasamut, since we watch Love Sea, we know Mahasamut means oceans, and so that's it. But then he also said that he gave him Nava because my name is Lava and it kind of rhymes with Nava. So yeah. Wave said he likes it. For now, until he really remembers his real name, he loves it. If Wave gets a tattoo, this is what it should say: Nava Mahasamud. Just in case he does get his real memory back and he gets his real name back, which is Darwin, he can look back and it's like, okay, I have an island name, a southern name. It's called Nava Mahasamud. This episode was nice. Did I know it's gonna go all the way to 30-something minutes in my recap? No. I think the very first time I ever went any far in my recaps was 24 minutes, and I think it was Only Friends. I don't know if it was the last episode or close to the last episode, but that was my first time going that far in recap. My recaps never passed like 10 minutes, so I was shocked. So to see this one go in 30-something minutes, I do hope you literally watch it and listen to it. So for those who reach this far, thank you. For those who don't and still try to watch it, thank you. You're probably wondering, Samantha, why don't you do your intro anymore? Like, the intro was, hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Samantha, the introverse, yada yada yada. I don't do that anymore just because I feel like it's drawn out, the entire thing. So I just go straight into it. That's gonna be my new way. So yeah, if you like any of my recaps, just, comment, I like it. And if you feel it's worth your time and effort to see all of it or more to come in future, please subscribe and have a nice day and night. Bye bye.